Everybody. Welcome back to Every Day is Friday. Today we have an awesome guest who's making funny videos on YouTube. Kevin loves going to places like Nashville, college campuses, and meeting new people, trying out funny pickup lines to make people laugh. He started with a channel called Crew Aesthetics, and now he's creating even more cool content. Kevin, welcome to the podcast.
What's up, man?
No, yeah, for our listeners who may not be familiar with your line of work yet, could you give us a quick rundown of who you are and what you do?
All right, guys. So, I'm affiliated with the channel called Crew Aesthetics, but I'm also known as Kevin Diaz. That's my real name, but not a lot of people know that. But yeah, man, I make content. I've been making it since high school. I do a wide variety of content. Sometimes I just talk to the camera about life, about personal experiences with dating, or breakups, whatever. I do like videos sometimes where I go to college campuses, pick up girls, do interviews. Uh, Stuff like that, honestly.
No, I love that. Let's talk about how did you first get into making YouTube videos?
Dude, it's so corny and it's funny because no one like believes me, but it started with like an ex-girlfriend when I was in high school. I was like a sophomore and I was dating this girl. And I was the type of person I'm never the guy that like goes in pictures or wants to make like little snapshots. Oh, I'm eating this, or I'm out here, like trying to show off. Like I was very low key, never made videos, never even wanted to be on social media at all. I was the complete opposite. And this girl I was with her at this point for like I don't know, like half a year, and she just kept wanting to make YouTube videos. Like she kept like pushing me to the idea. But it's not like she wanted to do it. She initiated the idea, but I was just like, okay, go do it. Like I support you, whatever. But she wanted me to be involved, and I was just like, no, I'm good. And I kind of knew the kind of girl she was. I knew that she wouldn't really be consistent for too long. And I'm the type of person when I start something, like I'm on it. Like I'm not getting off of it unless it makes sense to get off, or stop it. But yeah, no, she kept begging me for like a month straight, and I just gave in. I said, all right, screw it. Started doing it with her. I honestly fell in love with it. It was really, really, really corny content though. Like I'm not gonna. It was like couples videos, like oh, boyfriend does my makeup. Like, it was just very corny. Like I deleted those. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, no, we did it for a couple months. Figured she didn't want to do it anymore after a while, and then a couple months later, I said I want to keep doing this. Like I liked it, so I started doing things that I wanted to do though, and that's how it went from there.
Wow, that's really cool. So I was wondering, can you tell us a little bit about your early YouTube channel, Crew Aesthetics, and what kind of videos did you make back then?
So I made, like I said, like when I was with this girl, when I first made videos, it was just like couples content, and then when I started making the content myself, it was more like just workout videos, teaching people how to work out. But the thing is I started making content before social media was really like popular to make content. So it was like in an interesting wave where I've gotten to experience like that OG time period versus like now where it's very super popularized. Because now you go out with a camera or you're filming something, whether it's a vlog, whatever, interviews. People are like, oh, what is this, YouTube, TikTok? Back then, they're like, oh my god, what is this? Like, what are you filming? Like, it was just so obscure. It was unheard of, It was interesting and weird for some people. So I was like in that realm, and yeah, I mean, I just was trying to figure it out, to be honest. I did workout videos at one point. I did, me just talking about, motivation, like how I still do. And then, there was a period where I did like commentary talking about like just the fitness industry. Did like Natty or Nots. That was very popular, especially when COVID hit. That did really good because it kind of opened my doors for like meeting people in the fitness industry, well-known people. And I'm not in regret of doing those videos because that definitely helped. But it's funny looking back because I was young. I had like a little more of a high-pitched voice, and it was just funny. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff I did back then.
No, I love that. Let's talk about what is it like filming in busy places like Nashville and college campuses. Have you ever felt nervous or awkward in those places?
Nah, honestly, I love it. Like, it's just, it gets my, like, I don't know, my fuel going, like it really just energizes me. But sometimes it does suck depending on where I go because it's so, like I said, like this whole internet thing is so popularized now that everyone's trying to do it. And so I think, if I were to do interviews, for example, and I go to a popular street in Miami, there's a lot of people already filming, and so you see three, four people on the same street doing the same thing relatively. That person that's walking by, they're like, oh, like I don't want to be in it, because it's like it's there, it's not going away, so they don't feel like as excited about it or wanting to be in it as much. But like places like Nashville, I went to recently for the first time. Nobody was filming. I was like the only guy. So that was exhilarating because everyone wanted to be in the video, and that was great content. That was amazing content. I'm definitely going back again because that was funny.
No, that was a great video. I highly recommend to everyone go watch that video. It was a great video, amazing. Do you have a favorite video that you've ever made?
Favorite video, man. Uh, I did at one point, but I feel like I'm just now getting to the point where like I really want to like amp up my content to the next level. But I don't know. I mean, there's always like little fun, stupid videos that I make. Whether it's like curling like girls, doing like a stupid challenge where I'm just curling like 100 girls in a video. That's always fun to do, and that gets like a lot of views. It's like easy views. It's funny though, but that maybe like doing collabs with certain people. Because I really am inspired to not only make entertaining content, but if I can somehow gather a large enough audience to sit to the camera sometimes and just talk about life and just really just let people know like, at the end of the day, like I'm the same guy as you. I'm human. I have somewhat similar experiences as you guys. I go through breakups. I go through hard times. Because at the end of the day, like everyone on social media, they look like their life is perfect, but in reality, that's not the case. Just everyone perceives their life to be perfect and tries to put that image. And I just try to keep it how it actually is. I show the good sides, the bad sides, and I let people know, like, you're going to go through bad times, but after those bad times, you're going to go through good times. And then after those good times, you're going to go through bad times again. But it's a cycle, and that's how life is, Without the good, there's no bad, and vice versa. So I just try to show it all out there.
No, that's cool to hear. I mean, what inspired you to make my favorite video of using Andrew Tate's pickup lines?
Dude, it was funny, man, because it was a popular thing to do at the time. It was a trend. And at the time, I was already doing videos like, talking to girls and doing all that stuff. And so I was like, let me just hop on the trend. Let me see how this does for me. I do the video. It was a last minute thing, too. I was filming with another buddy of mine who makes content. And I do the video, and it literally explodes. Not initially, though. Not immediately, which makes it interesting. After 3 months, it started popping off. The first 3 months, it hit like 20K views, and it kind of like died there. But like looking back, it's funny because I went on my Instagram story when that video first came out, and I remember sharing it, and I remember I have it in the archives. It was saying like, watch this video, guys. This video is gonna blow up. I promise on everything. And yeah, it hit like 20K views for 3 months, and then after that, I've never seen anything like this. It just the next day 100,000 views, the next day another 100,000, another 100,000, like, and it just hit like over 2 million. It became like the most viewed video doing that. So that was crazy. So I made a part two, and that one's almost at 1 million. So, but I'm not gonna keep milking it. There's only so much you could do that for. So, but it was fun. It was fun.
No, thanks for sharing that. I also want to ask you, what gave you the idea for flexing on girls on like Omega?
Omegle, yeah, nah.
Yeah.
It was something that was already originated by people back then, like Connor Murphy and stuff like that. He's a big inspiration of mine, which ironically, it's crazy. The dude like followed me and messaged me on Instagram a couple months ago, but yeah, he used to do videos like that, even like flexing in person, which I might start doing. I mean, it's funny, it's cheesy, but it's funny. But it's funny because you do it and you see the reactions of the girls or the guys, whoever, and they're like, oh my god, and yeah, it's entertaining. I like doing it, and then I add a little mix in there. There's some toxicity in there. Some people are like, oh my god, you look horrible, and I just kind of like double down. So it's funny. I try to add my little twist to it.
Yeah, I was watching one yesterday of yours, and you're talking to a guy with a guitar,
Oh yeah, yeah, that one.
and then
Yeah,
you
that one.
ripped off. Yeah, can you explain that? Can you dive into that one for me?
No, because I did a video with a muscle suit. I had a muscle suit at one point. I returned that though, because dude, that I mean, yeah, I got a lot of views, but oh my god, it's like dreadful to wear that. I mean, you're literally sweating like nonstop. It's like a muscle suit that has to be 25 pounds on top of you. I had to like rub like oil all over my body to even put it on. And then yeah, it's just a huge suit. I mean, it makes me look like I'm like 250 pounds of pure muscle. And it just, I thought it would be a good idea. A lot of YouTubers already did it at the time. So I did that in real life, messing with people, and on Omegle. And yeah, I mean, the clips went viral. So I don't regret it, but I returned it after because I'm like, dude, I can't, bro. I can't. I'm going to die of a heat stroke wearing this one of these days.
No, it's a great takeaway, and I'm really proud of all the content you're doing. Can I ask you this one? How do people usually react when you're going up to them with a camera?
On what, like interviews or like
Interviews, mostly.
I mean, it depends where. Some people, most people, they don't really care. They're just nonchalant about it. Other people, I mean, there's characters. Everyone has a different personality. There is some people, a small select group of people, they overreact. They get mad. I remember not so long ago, like maybe like 2, 3 months ago, there was this one girl who I went up to her and her friends in a group, and she just like was like, oh, she started screaming and just like sticking the middle finger. I'm like, what the like, dude, are you good? Like, oh my god, like some people are just extra, but I. I don't kind of like sympathize with that. I just doubled, like I said, I doubled down with it and matched that energy. I'm like, oh my god, like I don't care, because I kind of just show them and mirror them like how they're looking, so they kind of realize like, okay, I'm kind of being ridiculous. But some people they don't even care. I mean, they still don't realize that. So I just for the content, I still mess around, I just double down and just keep that same energy until they're just like either mess around and just end up realizing or they just walk away. I don't know.
No, I love that. Let's talk about what's the funniest reaction you ever gotten from someone on the streets or in an interview.
Oh, you froze for a second.
What's the funniest reaction you ever gotten from someone?
Um, Funniest reaction. I don't know, man. There's so many. I don't know, dude. Dude, I've had so many like interesting conversations. Um, I'd say, huh, the most recent one I'd say is this. I mean, this was crazy. Like, I don't even know what to say of this. This girl, well, she just came in my camera. This was in Nashville too. She was married and had 2 kids, and she just came to my camera. I'm already interviewing people, and she just walked in, and she just started being wild, bro. She just started twerking and trying to twerk on me. I'm like back up, like, whoa, what is going on? I'm laughing, like dying laughing. She starts twerking on my cameraman. I had like a bunch of like fake cash I was gonna use for a video over there on me, and I just said, wait guys, I have money, and I just started throwing like fake 100 bills. Then a bunch of people started grabbing the money thinking it's real. That was funny. I was dying laughing. That was funny. So maybe that one that I could think of at the moment recently.
What place would you really want to film? What's your favorite place to film at?
Uh, Honestly, I'd really like want to go to Europe and just film all over Europe because that's just a different scope of people. Because I filmed a little bit over there. I filmed in Portugal. There was this one spot. It was amazing. I mean, it kind of reminds me of Nashville, which Nashville was crazy. There had to be at least like 3,000 people walking that street. The road was closed and everything. That was like up here. But this one place I went to in Portugal and Europe, like it was just like right here. It was just like a little bit better. People were a little bit crazier. Uh, so I think that like going to Europe and doing a full Europe tour would be amazing. I just have to know who I would do it with because I would probably be gone for a month and a half. But it would make for some really good content. So, and nobody's done it before. Nobody does that. Everyone usually, which understandably so. I mean, it costs a lot of money, but nobody goes outside the realm of like where they live. They usually keep it like local, or maybe like they'll fly to a state or two and film content in that one spot. But nobody does anything like drastic like that. So, it'd be nice.
I mean, I was gonna ask you what was the craziest thing that ever happened while filming, but the Nashville one was pretty crazy itself.
You just reminded me. Oh my God. Okay. Nashville, like I said, Nashville's right here. That place I went to in Portugal was like right here. I think it was a place in like Algarve. It was in August, which over there, summertime, summertime, peak summertime here is like July in the US for a lot of people, a lot of schools and stuff. Over there it's like August. So it's a little bit more later. So everyone from all over Europe flies over to a bunch of popular tourist areas, and I was in a tourist area. Like I said, I was in the spot. There was a bunch of people, and there was this one. I mean, dude, I swear this was insane. It was not scripted. I didn't plan this. That's the only thing I could say. I was just dead at this point. I was in such disbelief. I was filming these people, interviewing them, and two or three girls ran up to the camera and just ripped their clothes off. They just took their like completely, and I was like, what is going on right now, dude? This is crazy, dude. And then one girl grabbed my mic and just tried to like put it in her mouth. I'm like, oh my, dude. I was like, dude, this is insane, dude. Like, oh my god, this was crazy. That was insane. Like, I could not believe that. That was hilarious. So yeah, that definitely has to top it there.
For people that are interested in being on YouTube, what's the best thing about being on YouTube, and what's the hardest part?
Uh, well, the best thing, I mean, compared to other platforms, YouTube specifically, I think it's that you can engage with your audience more and really be a little more creative, because the most that people generally do right now is just clip content on TikTok and Instagram Reels and all that stuff. But if you really want to like show that you're serious and really make a real serious step to like wanting to make content as a content creator, I'd say it's either you gotta stream or you gotta make YouTube videos, or both, because that really just emphasizes like, look, I want to make this content and really show people like, I'm serious about it. But it's hard, and that's why a lot of people don't do it, because it takes a lot more time than making a 1 minute or less clip on one of these Instagram pages or TikTok pages. So it takes a lot more emphasis, a lot more creativity, and a lot more time editing. So it's understandable, but if you want to take that step, you got to do it and understand, which is the hardest part about it, is it most of the time takes longer for you to grow on that than just making clips and it goes viral and maybe you gain a couple hundred or a couple thousand followers from that one piece of content. But full YouTube form content, it's just, it takes a lot more. You just got to be consistent and patient. And
No, that's very inspiring.
yeah, and over time you'll grow, but you have to give it time. And if you believe in yourself and believe in what you're posting, and you think that if that's good enough to blow you up, to help you grow, then stick to it. It's not gonna happen in a day. It's very rare that ever happens. So you just have to stick to it. I mean, bro, I've been doing this I'm 22 now. I started this really at like 16, 17. So honestly, I've really been only noticing growth since I was like 21. So I mean, that says enough for you.
No, yeah. I mean, how did your channel start to grow, and was there a video or a moment you really help it take off?
Well, there was a period which was, within that period with the Andrew Tate video that I did with the pickup line stuff. There was just that weird window where everything just started blowing up. It was like a domino effect. That video, then another video, then another video, then even some like shorts, and all that just really just exploded, and just it was like a domino effect, and it waved to all my other videos, and I don't know, it was crazy. I was like, oh my god, this is insane. And yeah, it's just crazy how it works. You do it for so long, and you don't get complacent, but you're just kind of like, oh, when will it happen? And then it just happens when you least expect it, and you're like, whoa, like this is crazy. Surreal. It's
No,
insane.
that's cool. That's really cool to hear. Uh, what's one thing you wish you knew before starting YouTube?
One thing I wish before I started that I knew. Huh. I'd say maybe how I make thumbnails and title things. I could have been a little bit smart. I mean, everyone could, but I could have been a lot smarter about it, and it would have really drove a lot more views to my channel sooner. But that's why it takes time and it's trial and error. And after hundreds of videos, you pick up on weird little small things that add up to a really big thing. You know, you're like, oh, if I title this maybe this way, that would have showed more interest. And I kind of have like this is kind of like my thought process, and I mean it makes sense. It's like, well, I don't want to make a video that I wouldn't want to watch myself, because then, I mean, why do I expect other people to watch it? And then I have to try to title it and make a thumbnail of where it's engaging enough to where if I were to see it, I try to imagine myself as a viewer. Would I click on this? And I'm honest with myself. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, maybe I would. And then there's some videos where I'm like, oh no, I would, man. I would definitely. And I'm right like 90% of the time about those, situations where I think on certain videos, maybe that's click worthy, maybe that's not. So, yeah.
No, that's really cool. I know a lot of your content is like pickup lines and stuff like that. If you could only use one pickup line for the rest of your life, which one would you choose?
Okay. It's corny, it's cheesy, but if I were to use a pickup line, because not every time you have to. I mean, it's mostly for comedic purposes and content, but there's this one I don't really see people say or do. I kind of like, I wouldn't say I made it up, but like, that I only seen myself do, to be honest with you, is this one where, I don't know if you ever seen this one, it was especially recently, like a month ago. I went up to this girl, and she was with her friend, and I went up to her, and it was very nice, nonchalant, kept it cordial, but I just said, hey, excuse me, sorry to bother you, but I saw you, and you look like an absolute princess, like, respectfully. It's just like unheard of. You call a girl a princess. It's like, oh my god. It's like, can't get better than that. It's better than saying you're beautiful or you're hot, or it's like, it's respectful, and it's also showing that you think they're attractive. So I say that as a leading conversation, and yeah.
Now, how do you decide who to go up to talk to at these college campuses, or Miami or Nashville, or how do you decide who to go up to?
I just go up to anybody and everybody. I mean, it depends. With the videos where I go up to girls, I just try to see, yeah, maybe that will give me a good reaction. But I don't also go based off instinct, because you're never going to be right. You can't read through people's minds. So I just go in and see what happens. Because I've been surprised sometimes. People, I'm thinking like, oh, they're going to they're going to be like real mean or something. Turns out they're really nice. Maybe it's just that outside that portrays that. They have the resting bitch face. But yeah, no, I mean, I just go up to anybody and everybody, because you never know.
Yeah, have you ever been recognized by a fan while filming?
In Miami, a lot, to be honest with you. Like, it happens a lot. That's why I also go to other places, because I'm new there. I still get recognized depending on where it is, but it's not as much. So, it helps, because, I go to these campuses in Florida, for example, and I mean, so many people know me there at this point. I go to a bunch of schools, but still, people know me. They've seen me. Either I've went up to their friends before, or their friends have seen my videos, or they have seen my videos. So it's just, you keep going there. People are going to know who you are eventually.
No, thanks for sharing that. I also want to ask you this one. What's one thing most people would be surprised to know about you?
That I'm actually a decent human being. I mean, it's not surprising though, because I look like a douchebag on my content. I mean, I'm flexing on Omega. I'm going like, oh yeah, I look conceited, narcissistic. Like I'm all about myself. But I'm actually a decent human being. But people who watch my full form content would know that. But it's just the clips. You see a 1 minute clip or 40-second clip, whatever, how long it is, and they're just gonna think whatever they think about you, and that's it. You can't force them to think any other way. But it is what it is. I mean, whether they want to bother to look further into me, it's up to them. I don't really care, to be honest.
I mean, where do you see your YouTube channel in the next 2 years?
2 years. Well, 2 years I'll be like 24, and right now I'm at like 250,000 subscribers on YouTube. Honestly, I'm in a weird position right now, because there's not all, but there is some types of content that I do currently that I don't want to do forever, like picking up girls. I started doing it because it started doing really good, and I didn't mind. It was fun. It was funny, quirky at sometimes, but obviously, I mean, man, I don't want to do that forever, bro. It gets old, it gets boring, and I'm already at an age where it's appropriate. I'm at a college age, but I'm not gonna be 30 years old doing that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying, as we speak, slowly, very incrementally pivoting away from that. Um, so I think I'm gonna try to do more. I mean, I don't know. They can go in so many directions. It also depends on that new type of thing that I start up, whatever it is, how it performs. Maybe there's one that I'm like I didn't even think of right now that performs amazing, and I just keep doing that. I don't know. But it definitely pivoting a little bit away from that specifically. Maybe I'll still do interviews and stuff. I don't mind that, but yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to hit 1 million subscribers. I'm trying to get that golden plaque. I have the silver one, so I gotta do something. Right now I'm in that 250,000 jail. I've been there for a little bit now, so I gotta break through it. So I gotta innovate myself.
Do you want to keep focusing on the street interviews?
Not solely. I mean, the thing about my channel or any of my accounts is that I do so many different things, man. And I like it because it gives variety and it gives option for people to be like, okay, like which kind of video from this guy do I want to see? So I mean that maybe that'll always be a part of my style of content because I mean you could ask any type of question you want, but I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say it would be the main thing. There's a recent thing I've been thinking of doing is more like investigating into things, like how this YouTuber like Tyler Oliveira, I think that's his channel, his YouTube name. He does stuff like that. Maybe I'll do something like that. It's a lot of editing in the process, doing that kind of content, but I'll give it a try and see how it goes.
No, that's cool to hear. I mean, is there a dream project or collaboration you would love to do in the future?
Dream. I mean, man, the thing about me is I'm all over the place. I want to do so many things before I go. I want to, there's some things that I want to do. Like I want to be an actor and I want to direct in a movie at one point because I'm a very creative person and I know that I can do and make things that nobody's ever seen or heard of before and be shocked by the creativity. And then in terms of like collabs, like I've always wanted to collab with like the Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan. That's always been one. That would be dope. Like doing like a workout video with them, like a little workout video / vlog. That would be crazy. Nobody ever does that with them. I don't know if it's because they don't accept it or not, but that would be cool. Because that one at one point that almost did happen. It was it before or after? I mean, it was definitely like after that Andrew Tate video. Or no, it was before. It was actually a little bit before I even made that video. His brother on Instagram messaged me and followed me on Instagram. I was like, what the hell? Like, this is crazy. Because he saw one of my TikToks that I made about him. And it was something about his physique, Because I was still, like, doing, like, commentary about, like, people natty or nots and all that stuff. And he messaged me and we were just talking about like fitness and working out and he was telling me how he had a shoulder injury because of a car accident or whatever, and he followed me. It was insane. He only like followed like 500 people, and then I remember I texted him a couple days later after I ended the conversation. I tried to like big boss him, like, okay, I'm not gonna act like a fan. And then I remember I messaged him a couple days later asking him, hey man, like, I appreciate the conversation that we had, and I was wondering if one of these days, you and your brother would like to maybe make an interview one day or film something. I'd be very more than down to do it. And literally, like the next day, he got banned, and his Instagram got deleted, and he didn't see the message, and now I have no way of contacting him, and it sucks. But everything happens for a reason. If stars align again and that happens, so be it. But if not, it wasn't meant to be. But yeah, it was a very close call. It almost happened. It really did.
Yeah, I mean, one door closes, another one will open. I mean, that's so cool to hear. I mean, so what's one big milestone you like to reach on with your channel?
Definitely like 1 million subscribers. I mean, that's gotta happen, man. I wanna have that golden plaque. I've always preached that since I had like 3,000 subscribers, 1 million subscribers, 1 million subscribers, and I always manifested to people, guys, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna, the whole premise was to show people, no matter how far a goal may seem, if you stay with the mindset of wanting to get it bad enough and you keep going and you keep pushing and you don't stop or let anything get in the way. I've had a lot of obstacles. A lot of people talk crap, man. A lot of people want to talk down on me, and I don't care. I push them away like nothing, man. And you keep going, and then you get it. It's more of like it's not even more of it's not even more of like a show off thing. It's more of a thing to like show people, if I did it and I'm nothing special, then you can do it. Because I've been preaching this since the beginning. So you can't say, oh, you got lucky or this and this and that. Because how would I know? How would I know of what perks I would have in this process if I barely started at that point, and I'm already preaching what I'm going to get, and I got it. So it's kind of like a motivation to people.
No, that's a great takeaway, and I appreciate you hopping on the podcast. Go chase your dreams because your dreams will not chase you. Got anything else for us, Kevin, for our listeners?
Yeah, I guess the last thing I could say is, because I've been yapping here, but, look, if you want to do something, it doesn't matter what it is or how stupid it may sound, do it, and you're going to always have people criticizing you. Obviously, take constructive criticism, level it out on how reasonable it is, but at the end of the day, there's always going to be people talking down on you, and that just comes with the process. And you really have to ask yourself, the people who are criticizing me in a negative way, are they in a position that I would ever want to be in? And if not, it is what it is, and really evaluate how their personality is and if they're even a genuine good person. And just keep going and keep going, because I've had time and time again where I've had people talk down on me, talk behind my back, and really just like, oh yeah, I don't believe in that guy, this and this and that. And then when you achieve whatever it is, they switch up on you, because it's embarrassing almost. It's like, damn, I really talked down and bad about this guy, saying he's not going to do this, or he does not have the skills, or he's not going to make it, of whatever it is, and he does it. It's like, damn, like, I just choked my words, and then a lot of them, they kind of like back down from what they said and kind of pretend it never happened. Oh man, I always believed in you, this and this and that. And it's like, you always know in the back of your head, but you just keep that little note in your head, like, oh, this is the kind of person they are, and it is what it is. So just keep chasing your dreams, keep going, and never stop, never stop. Make it a mental illness where you just have to keep going. That's it. I
No,
promise you.
I love that. I love that. The
Yeah.
haters are always listening,
Always
and no
listen.
matter no matter what you do, I mean, go chase your dreams because your dreams will not chase you. This is Every Day is Friday. I appreciate you, Kevin, and everyone listen every week.